Yeah, sure.
Hello, hello, you big fantastic rock you are, and all those who reside up on it. I am King RP, host of Brothers of Many Words. I am life. I am energy. I am the possibility of what comes next. Excuse me. I am moving with purpose, speaking with power, and becoming more every day.
Hey, what's going on? This King Mackie, better known as Haru the Great. Call me necessary.
King Christopher, your co-host. I'm here to recognize truth, evaluate the path, leverage knowledge and wisdom, implement change through action.
And I am King Nick. I'm a dedicated police officer committed to integrity, accountability, and service. Believe in treating everyone with fairness, respect, while protecting the community, uphold the law, and build trust through professionalism and compassion.
Love it, love it, love it, love it. King, hit us with the affirmation.
Hey, Kings, what we got today is our Brother Meaning Words affirmation. We stand together as brothers, united in purpose and grounded in respect. We move with love, we speak with clarity, and we carry peace. No ego, no division, only growth. Each voice matters. Together we build something greater. We are aligned, we are ready. Peace in our energy, power in our unity, and purpose in our message. It is done.
It is done. Absolutely, absolutely. For all those who are just joining us, welcome to Open Mic, where real conversations meet real perspective. No scripts, no limits, just truth, growth, and elevation. We're here to challenge minds, expand thinking, and build something greater together.
Is he speaking fast?
No, it's
glitching.
Yeah, I hear something going on.
Yeah.
It's like he's buffering and then trying to keep up. Your mic is RP.
Can you hear me now? Is it delay?
Yes.
It's a little delayed still. Yeah.
What do you recommend?
What'd you do? What'd you plug in? Did you plug in your mic late?
No, I didn't. It's still doing it?
I'd say maybe just sign out and sign back in.
Yeah. He's sounds. It almost looks like your internet's lagging. Anyway, well,
yeah. Hey,
King RP, get back.
How was y'all's day?
I got my testosterone results back.
Oh, that's what's up. So what you looking like?
I'm still below baseline.
Are you really?
Yeah, I scored 260.
So what are they suggesting?
I haven't spoken to my doctor yet. I got an appointment Friday. But I mean, I tested at 200 back in January, and they didn't want to do anything about that, so I don't really know.
It should be. I mean, that's what, 6 months. So yeah,
I mean,
6 months.
No,
You're
it
only
should
up
be
60.
Yeah, it means I haven't gone up at all.
Yeah,
I'm still below baseline, and I can feel it, man.
Oh, I bet.
Welcome back. I bet your recovery. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah, when I work out, man, it takes like me a week or more to recover.
Yeah, that's
wow.
wild.
Big time.
Yeah, that is wild, bro. I mean,
Yeah, I know my natural baseline is around 900 to 1,000. Is what I used to be at.
Most men hang around that 3 to 4 in that level at a higher age is where they hang out with.
I think it was my surgeries.
Yeah.
But so I might start TRT. I don't know yet. I'm still deciding.
Yeah.
Might make you feel better
really?
overall, not only at home but the gym and when you're doing stuff out and about.
I just once I get on it, man, you gotta stay on it.
What's a normal level?
I mean, they say that the range is 300 to 800. That's your typical range, and most guys, if you're healthy, a healthy testosterone is going to be around 400 to 700. If you're in 400 to 700, you're in a healthy range. Some guys may operate always higher. Some guys will always use a little less or more.
Right. Mine was at like 950.
Yeah, you're good, man. Don't mess with that. Don't be getting on TRT.
Yeah.
That is good, bro.
Hey,
That's where mine used to be. Mine used to be around 900 to 1100 was my range.
Yeah.
well,
And you think
Well,
because of
surgeries and ever since after these,
go ahead.
that's what I think. The only thing that's different is the surgeries, and I kind of got down. And I mean, it's been a year now since my last surgery, and I'm still
Mhm.
low.
Well, why would your surgeries make your test go down? I'm just curious. Why do you think that?
Not being able to stimulate the body to produce tests. So, like, you have for your body to produce more testosterone, you have to, stimulate it, and you do
Mhm.
that through sprints, lifting weights, competing against other guys,
Mhm.
being competitive, doing sports,
hey, we
being
can go.
active.
Hey, we can go. I can go. We can go race tomorrow, bro. Let's go race. 100 yards, bro. Let's go.
All right,
You
I get a
know.
sub in though.
Oh,
Yeah, sub in.
Yanni.
who?
Yanni.
Oh, Yanni. Oh, Yanni will smoke me, bro. Yanni, dude. No. But hey, I don't know,
Yeah,
Chris.
I do have the tripods where you can for sensors to set up sprints and
Mhm.
Do you
and track
really?
it
Hey,
at the
let's
gym.
go,
Yeah.
bro. Hey, once a week I can come over and just challenge you, bro. I seen a guy. I guess they were at work. It was a grappling challenge. This dude went over there and grappled this guy in the middle of the workplace. But I mean,
Awesome.
bro, just come over to Chris at his gym and then all of a sudden just try to start wrestling. People like, what is going on? Look, they
Yeah,
might
I've already
call.
had one. I've had one fight in my gym. I had to call.
Have you really?
5 o'clock in the morning, man.
What?
Wow.
And I gave this guy 3 chances. He's a good guy. I'm not going to say names, but he was in his 50s. I think he might have been 50, 51. Then there was this other guy that was 30. And they're both just aggressive people, but
Mhm.
small guys, not very big guys.
Right. Right.
And anyways, they're the only ones in the gym, and they're constantly at each other's throat, bickering and mouthing each other, right? And well, I get a call, so I go up and I look at the cameras. The 50-year-old man, what they were fighting over was a pull-down machine on one of the cables. And so I have an 8-stack machine, so there's 3-4 places you can do pushdowns, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
They both wanted to use the one that was right in front of the mirror so they could look at themselves,
God.
right? And I'm like,
Goddamn
well,
ego.
in my mind,
Ego.
just like just swap in and out.
That's
Right?
right.
Right.
But the younger guy was on it. The older guy was on it first, and you could see them mouthing each other, and then the cameras, no audio. Then the younger guy comes over and just takes the guy's spot,
Oh
right?
wow.
Okay, and just starts lifting. Well, the older guy walks by him, and you can see him. He stops. He kind of says something over his shoulder. I'm sure he's mouthing him, and then he walks off. And then you see the young guy like stop. He looked up. He thought about it, and he was like, "Fuck it, I'm going for it." And he just turned around and launched at the guy from behind.
Wow.
Grabbed
Oh.
him, took him down. The old man got away, and he tried to get away. He got away, and then the guy launched at him again from behind. And he did this. There were 5 times it happened. The older gentleman was trying to get away. Now, the older gentleman definitely was instigating. I know the guy.
Right. Right.
And anyways, the last time the younger man, got a hold of him, got him on the ground, got him tied up, and then and his dad was there working out with him. And I watched his dad just stand there and watch it happen, didn't do anything.
Mm.
And finally the guy let go, and then Danny, which is the 50-year-old, he called the cops, and that's when I got the call. But it's just stupid.
Respect
Like-
your elders, boy. Respect your
Stupid.
elders.
No, that
would've-
guy-
oh.
No, the 50-year-old, they were both just as in the wrong.
Right,
Neither one
right,
of them.
Right.
Because I had a problem with both of them, and I was
Uh-huh.
getting lots of complaints from
Right.
customers of the older guy because he was really rude. Like if he was working out, like say like someone didn't put an attachment back on the wall right, he would go up to them and like yell at them and tell them to put it back. Like he was a great member, as in he'd always put his stuff right, he'd always
Mhm.
clean up, right? But he would
Mhm.
make sure to tell everyone else they had to do that.
Right.
Mhm.
And he'd be
Right.
mean, and then he would just like, if a girl was on the floor doing push-ups or something, and he needed to get over there, he would just like walk over her.
Oh wow. He's something
Oh, he's
serious.
something else right there.
Yeah, he's something
He's something
serious.
else
So-
right there.
Disrespectful.
I had to kick him out. I had to
Yeah.
kick
Oh,
both of
did
them
you
out.
really? Oh yeah. I bet.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Actually, I lost 5 members that day because I had to.
Wow.
When I kicked the younger boy out, his mom and dad both left as well.
Right.
They were mad that I kicked him out. They're
Right.
Like I'm
right.
like, Your boy caused a fight, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There was no
Yeah.
reason for that at all.
Man.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
But
That's right.
only one time in 5 years.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
All right, King. Let me hit us with a few words of inspiration, if you will. If you will. Discernment is one of life's deepest truths. Not everyone that feels right in the moment
It's
is
still,
right.
it's still
Still
acting
doing
up,
it?
RP.
Golly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still acting up.
What do you have your audio setting on at the very bottom of Riverside?
Hold on.
It almost sounds like you think it might be his internet.
I think it's internet.
Yeah,
really
I do too.
Could
It's
be.
like your internet
You're gonna have to tell them
jacked up.
babies get off
Yeah.
them iPads and get off the phones for about
Right.
45 minutes.
Yeah, you know
It's
what?
almost like you're just super slow on your.
Mhm.
Super slow. Hold on one second.
He getting ready to go.
You finna go, finna yoke him
Go
up,
gun to
yoke him
ball.
up. Look at him. He
We
almost.
are experiencing some technical difficulties.
Yes.
Look at that, his big ass trying to fit
There
through the
you
wall.
go. I know, huh? Little bitty door.
Nobody's on the phone.
Like, dude.
I mean, okay, don't get on that stuff.
Dude, I was looking at those properties, man. We need to go look at those two that we've sent.
Yeah, we do. Hey, Nick, I need you. Hey, we gonna need you, bro. I need 75,000, bro. Let's go.
All right, bro.
Let's go.
Bet.
That's what's up.
Put it in, bro.
Hey, RP, come on. We
Yo.
need 50,000. That's 50,000. Hey, 50 would be good. 200,000 down.
Y'all looked at it?
Hell, we could just pay it off, you know.
Which one?
No, we haven't looked at it yet. We haven't looked at them yet. I know Chris put 2 in the app, so we hadn't looked at them yet though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, in
I
the
like,
chat.
I like
Yeah,
the one with Crick for sure.
I do too.
They
Yeah.
both have creeks on them.
I do too.
Mhm.
Only thing is, if it gets cold or snows or something, if I want to leave, I need to be able to leave. So Chris, we're gonna have to figure that out. I need a back door or something, bro. I need a back. I need a back door off the property.
That's
When you
wild.
get out in the sticks like that, those back roads, even though it's a state highway, they get hit. They get treated the last. They're the last.
Oh
one.
yes. Oh
Mhm.
yes.
So-
Oh yes, bro. I drove
We got
one with my
Big trucks
Crown
four-wheel
Vic.
drive?
Yep, we do. We do. Yeah, we do.
4-wheel
We
drive
should
don't
do.
mean nothing when you have
Out there,
it.
huh? Yeah.
I would love to see Mackey's out there in the Crown Vic doing that shit. Listen,
Bro, I already have, bro. I've had people ask me, I don't know how you made it up this hill. And I'm like, I don't either.
there's some turbo
Yeah.
power.
They're like,
Especially
yeah.
Crown Vic, man. All-wheel
Yes.
drive, super heavy.
Yes. And a big old booty. I call it a big old booty. Got a big old booty on it. A
Big
big, old
old
trunk.
booty.
All of us. Look, as big as RP and Christopher is, we all 4 of us get in that trunk.
100%.
Dude,
And
I
be
used to have-
comfortable.
100%.
I used to have a Crown Vic, man.
Did you really?
Interceptor.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yes.
I had a rock that held up the taillight.
That's awesome.
Oh, bro. Yes.
It worked, man. The taillights were down, so I grabbed some perfect rocks and I kind of popped them in there. Got some pressure, boom, just right.
Bro, I understand. I got a Christmas light going on now, so as soon as you turn the car on, all the dash lights just fly at you. And I'm like, what
Oh,
is
yeah.
going on?
Oh,
What
is
going-
They're so smooth, though.
What, Nick?
So I borrowed your car and I plugged in the light thing to charge my phone. Well, you didn't tell me about the flashing lights that go on, and I couldn't see them because they were daylight.
You were driving?
Yeah. Figured shit, I'm just jamming out, having a good time, and I'm looking.
Oh
I'm
my
like,
goodness.
what is going on? So I stopped. I pulled over the side of the road. I'm like, what is that? And I walked out in front of the car and went, oh my God, this has been plugged in for like 40 months.
Nick running crow. He
Oh
running
my
security
God.
code.
100%, 55 miles per hour, just jamming.
Bro,
That's awesome.
it's bad going to St. Louis in that car because I have a line of cars behind me. And I'm just like, look, I'm not a cop, y'all. I mean, I'm not on duty right now to pull you guys over. So just please go. And then they get mad. When they look inside and realize I'm just a civilian at the moment, bro, they irk off. All right, RP, my fault, bro. We good. to
No.
go now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
All right, let me try one more time. Let me try to get it in one more time. Okay, words of inspiration. Discernment is one of life's deepest truths. Not everything that feels right in the moment is right for your spirit in the long run. Real life teaches this in real time. through disappointment, misplaced trust, missed warnings, and lessons that arrive after the damage is done. Soul searching begins when you stop asking only what you want and start asking what is wise, true, and lasting. With discernment, you learn to protect your peace, honor your values, and walk forward with clear vision. I like that quote.
Yeah, it's still tripping, bro. Just so you know, I don't know what it is. You know,
I don't either.
you gotta tell Bo get off that Xbox.
Not even
Their
on
Xbox
it.
is
Nobody's
heavy.
even on anything.
They're not on. Really?
Yeah. It's still
I
even
know
so
what
when
it's yeah. See, it's a delay.
Yeah, there's a good 5-second delay on it.
I still like just that all of us sign out and have our peak sign back on. I don't know.
Well, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I can hear you.
The phone holder.
It's still doing the same thing?
Look over there on the table.
It's in and out. You're back and forth.
Yeah, I don't know, Kings. You guys keep rolling. Let me see if let me X out again. Y'all keep rolling with it.
You do a speed test when you just type in a
Mhm.
online speed test on your search engine and just run a speed test and let me know what your let me know what your upload and download speed is. But
Yeah, Amanda said listen live. It says cut in and out, and then it sounds like you fast forward like a chipmunk.
yeah. What is that statue behind you?
That is it's an elephant head.
Oh, is that okay? It looks
Yeah.
like a
At
stick
first, I thought that was
figure.
Osiris.
Yeah, it looks.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I thought the same thing. Yeah,
Now
thought the
I
same.
see the elephant now.
I
Now
see it
that
now.
Yeah.
I see it now.
Yeah.
first, I thought it was Osiris though.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my apron over here right behind me, I believe. And then I'm gonna put a karate picture over here to the right.
Nice.
It's gonna look good.
It's gonna look good. It's gonna
What's
look
that
I'm
book you
comfortable.
got? What's that book with the Egyptian unk on it?
It is the Africans who wrote the Bible. So what I'm gonna do every day, I'm gonna switch a book out. You know, so
Okay.
that'll kind of be my thing. I got a lot of books. So I'm just gonna switch a book out. I got books on astrology and everything. So
Right on. Hey, maybe one day we need to make a book date where we go to Barnes and Noble.
oh, that'd be thrift books.
Yeah.
Bro, they're like $2
that's where I get
books, bro.
mine.
Like I found a book. We needed a book for quarters, $169. I got on thrift books, it was like $23.
Right on.
Yeah. I'm with you, but I ain't got the money like you got, Chris. We're going to Barnes and Nobles, bro. I ain't living like that. Barnes and Nobles, goodness. Oh,
Well, I
man.
take my wife there every once in a while.
Oh no, I feel you, bro. Matter of fact, I just love going to the store. It's just really comfortable store. It really
It
is.
is.
And they have coffee in there and little pastries and things. So, hey, I get my grown man on sometimes.
I saw a few bookstores open up here in Camden, but they don't offer much.
You know, there was one that closed over by Starbucks over across the street from Hy-Vee. It was like there's a taekwondo studio over there. I guess it was a mall at one time. But when I first moved out of here, I went to that store several times. But there's another one in Jeff City that's a pretty decent bookstore too as well. But again, they're used books. Some of them are new, some are used.
Just most of them, the bookstores that we have here in Camden, there's two that just opened up, and they're just fiction books.
We used
Which are
a good bookstore in the not in the outlet mall, the other mall where the gym is.
Mm-hmm.
Right in front of the gym, there used to be a really big bookstore.
Really? Huh.
By Starbucks, it was like right behind Starbucks.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's still there.
That's the one I'm talking. No, it moved. No, it's not there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's gone, bro. Yeah, it's gone because we were going to the gym right behind it, which was Callus. Nick came out there a couple times, but I know it's a bookstore. They had put a sign up so everything must go, and within a few months they were out of there.
Man, I looked at Cal's, man. That gym looks cool, but I can't afford it. Oh,
well, you got to talk to the owner because what they price you on is for you to join classes as well. So they said they're not CrossFit affiliated, but they do group training classes. And so we
Okay.
got a deal where we were just paying 50 a month each, so 100
Oh,
total.
they gave me a hell of a deal whenever I called and was like, hey, I go with, I'm only going 3 times a week with Mac, and they gave me a hell of a deal to join.
Yeah, they're good people though. Yeah, they're good
Yeah.
people. They're from Philadelphia, I believe.
Yeah.
They're not from
That's
here,
right.
but they're good people. Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah. So, but we mean
I mean, I was looking into those. I read that stuff you sent me on the hate groups, and you're right. There isn't any black hate groups in the country besides the religious extremist one. And even within that sect, the extremist one is separated from the actual. There is a group. It's a black group, and it's they pride themselves religiously as one of the Israelites, tribes of Israel. And there's a sect within that group that's separated. That's an extremist, where it's very small, but it's a group of black guys that basically are anti-white, anti-everything, unless you're them.
What's the name of the group?
It is. Give me 1 second.
And see, here's the thing about the Israelites. They also I guess they are anti-white, but they believe in brown and Asian. So, matter of fact, it's funny. I didn't even know. I just popped up on YouTube last night. I guess the fact that we talked about it yesterday, I went to YouTube within minutes, and all these groups popped up with the Hebrew Israelites. And so I started watching, and they do a lot of street stuff, meaning they get on the streets and then they kind of challenge people based upon religion settings or scriptures within the Bible themselves. So, but yeah, I haven't heard about the extremist group separate from them. I think the only one I've heard of,
we got the SPLC.
Right. But even then, though, I was looking up the SP. So even they're anti-hate. So they're considered ADL and SPLC are considered anti-hate activist groups, not advocated for racial supremacy. They do not advocate for violence. And then you got the ISUPC, which is a more moderate, more controversial group, but they're still religious based. That's the thing about it. They're still religious based. But when you go into the white nationalist groups or supremacy groups,
there's a lot of them.
Yeah, but they simply just say like violence, intimidations, you know what I'm saying? So I guess my point about that too is really that, when Hoover made the comment about, a Messiah and not allowing a black person to unify or electrify or become militant when it comes to society itself, even just to unify or electrify is ridiculous. So that pretty much lets me know Martin Luther King and Malcolm X at some point in time were, they were basically working for the system because they allowed them to do that at that moment. And then once they learn the truth of things, I feel like that's when they got killed. But there's a difference between what's extreme for black groups is different extreme for white groups. And that's really the point.
Oh yeah,
that's really the point.
We have a community only like 10 miles from us like that. That is an extremist group, and
they're actually considered a militia.
Yeah, they are considered malicious. So, and it's right here in town, like pretty much.
I heard.
And
there's another group that's off of 42 out by Lowe's.
Yep. And they're different.
Don't go out that way. If the world ends, don't go that direction.
Yeah. I've served out there several times, so I know.
You know, right?
Yeah.
You get to the Brumley area.
Sorry, you get that special treatment because no offense about because you're color, but I can't do that. I would never be able to go serve them people like you do.
Oh, you talking about a black militant group?
All black militant group. Yep.
Right. And I've heard that.
It's literally a compound. It is. They've got 10-foot can't see through walls with barbed wires on it. People posted up with guns, like won't let anybody in. Like it's bad out there.
Yeah.
And if you are not black, you're not having a discussion with anyone in there.
Right. Yeah. I hadn't. I've heard. I think you have mentioned that to me, and I've heard that through the grapevine. But I guess my whole point too is that they're not projecting hate. Like they're not marching. They're not. You know what I mean?
Nope,
They're just quietly reserved.
Ones, right?
Yeah.
Them are the scary ones. That aren't voicing their opinion. Voicing their stuff. It's the silent ones you gotta be worried about, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
people
but I
that
mean,
don't express their
but
feelings.
so I guess my question is this: check this out. So based upon history, right? Is it wrong to consider for African American or black group like that to prepare themselves based upon history, right? I mean, wouldn't it be? I mean, would you guys? I mean, what is your thoughts on that? Is it okay for a group, which again legally it has been, obviously, right? Because you haven't had any legal issues with that. But based upon history, don't you think that you know there should be a group like that just to
No, I
prepare?
I completely
No,
understand their perspective, and I understand the why they feel the need to do that,
Right.
and I understand why they want that protection, and also why they don't have trust because of our history.
yeah,
And so I see that their perspective, and I don't necessarily think that it's wrong that they're doing that either. I just think it's sad that people have resort to extremes like that.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I
I
mean,
wish
even
I wish
thinking
we could be more. I wish we could be more united, and that
right.
those people would be able to open up their minds that most people are not like that. Like
But
most people are not racist.
you really have to go back to the history. When if you never heard about Rosewood or what was the one in Oklahoma, RP
Tulsa.
Tulsa. If you never heard about the Rosewood massacres and the Tulsa massacres, where black people had where they own airports, hotels, barns, restaurants. I mean, they
right,
own lucrative businesses.
Wall
And
Street.
then and then Wall Street, and then all of a sudden, a young black kid is accused of touching a white lady in the elevator, and they burn the whole town down. They burn every black business down, and this was like nationwide. This is Rosewood, and there's a few that are just recognized because, of social media or whatever the case may be. But when you go back to that, you know what I mean? And how do you protect yourself? What do you do? Do you know what I mean? I mean, it's kind of the history of things,
Yeah.
you know?
yeah. I need to send you the link on that because there is a really good on that group because there is a very good interview and story that was put out by them about 4 years ago. So I'll send it to you and let you
Okay.
read it in
By
their
Okay.
who?
ideology. That group that's down there,
And where they? You said that's down. Where are they located at?
by Max Creek.
Okay. Okay. Next figure.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think it's just kind of makes sense,
That's
if,
wild.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, bro, it's a lot. It's some history that, bro, we could go through that you probably don't know, which makes
Sure.
groups and certain people
Yeah.
like, to just, again, they're not going to step out unless there's something that goes on. And really what I believe too is that, I feel like the system or government, however you want to put it, they allow white extremist groups and national groups to militarize because if there is something that goes on, they're going to deputize them like they did, previous times. And then that's where the Civil War begins.
Yeah.
Or, so, but there are groups reserved just in case that does happen, and it's like us. It's like us buying a safe and buying vests and buying anything we can to protect our home, right? Because we understand that there are intruders, there are robbers, there are people who want to assault and hurt and kill your family. So we do the same thing naturally. But I think the problem is that when a group of black people do it, right, it becomes a big ordeal. And my reason for that is because if they can organize and build and unify, then they become ancient Africa again, right? They start to build these kingdoms,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And then that itself becomes a national security threat to the United States, right? Because they understand, because, I heard a point the other day is that, they try to say that, black people have low IQ, but then you wouldn't let them read, you wouldn't let them write, you wouldn't let them get books. So if they're so low IQ, then why would you prevent them from becoming educated? It just really makes no sense. So I do believe that there is some type of, if we want to say hatred or stigma or something to prevent other groups and especially black groups from unifying. I think that's a problem.
Well, I
Because
think
go ahead.
I think them doing. I disagree with what the government does. But I think one of the reasons why they continue to allow whites and not the blacks is also so we can maintain the division and maintain the separation and maintain
True.
the hate.
True.
And so blacks may not ever want to unify, right? I mean,
Right.
keep that division there. And so there's always that hate is always there.
But I don't think it's a black problem. I don't think I mean, honestly, I think it's more white people that don't want to unify with black people.
That's it.
I do. I think black people on most occasions really, I think black people are really peaceful. I mean, when I talk to a brother officer here in the area, and he's a white guy, but he was, he lived in California one particular time. And so he was with Mexican gangs and he was with black gangs, and they let him in because you in the same hood as us. It's regardless. You know what I mean? Like there ain't no racist thing when you are considered a white boy or a Hispanic dude living in the hood. You just a hood.
Yeah,
that's right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to use the word, but you know what I'm saying? So,
that's right.
But I feel like that your black couple, right, has money, moves into a neighborhood. You know what I mean? They're automatically criticized. They're automatically, shunned because they shouldn't be there. You see what I'm saying? And so that's what tends to happen. I don't really feel like it's the black people who initiate many things, right? I think they're more willing to come together. There are a few, again, that are ignorant. I mean, that's everybody, right?
That's right.
But, and again, I'm with you, Chris. They do try to separate us as much as possible. That's why I think our podcast really matters, because we're all brothers of love. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Period. We'll do anything for each other.
Amen.
So, I mean, yeah. So we need to encourage people to come check us out, man, because, hey, this is what we do. We can have a conversation, we can debate, but at the end of the day, man, it's nothing but love. Nothing but love. But
no, I understand your perspective, and I do agree with you some aspects, but the experience I've had in life, excluding you and RP, I grew up in church with a lot of colored people. Never experienced anything bad with them, but when I got in the military and joined the Navy, that's when I was exposed to a lot more people of color. And I will tell you, from my experience, most of the guys, they did not want to talk to me. Most of the guys kept themselves pretty separate. A lot of them put on the aurora that they were better. And, oh, you're not black, I'm not going to talk to you. And I have experienced that. That's been a lot of my experiences, not here where I live. But when I joined the military and met guys from New York or California, they had a completely different attitude.
Yeah.
Right.
Can you? Yeah. Am I still going crazy?
Still lagging? A whole lot better.
No, yeah. Good.
To answer to what you're saying, so part of that comes from childhood. We are taught or it is not pushed up on us, but it is explained to us from a very early on age about racism and how we should and have to move, if you will. So some of that is from those gentlemen. It's just, a sense of trying to protect themselves. When you go through every single day, you see the stories, and then you have your parents, telling you about these things that they've been through. And then and from that perspective, when I'm just of the opinion, when black people discuss slavery, they get into every facet of it, and you pass that on to your children. So there is that sense of, you got to be stronger. You got to be better, because life is already hard, but you also have to fight because you're black as well too. And you talk about the laws; those things are not designed but for one specific part of people. That's not designed for everybody. You talk about just right now the gerrymandering that's going on, redistricting the counties, if you will, so they can erase black votes. It's always been a struggle, and so it's tough. It's tough. It's tough to have to explain that to your child, at such a young age. He can't just be free and go through life without having to worry about, I must educate him on that. All my children, point blank. And it's just not, my children are mixed. So it's just not from the from the white side, it's from the black side as well. Sides. So it's a freaking double whammy.
That since you brought up your kids and that you have mixed kids, and so does King Hoover.
Why you putting my business out? No.
So you guys both have mixed kids, and and a lot of people. The reason why we have racism is because some white people think they're superior, some black people. It's because people think they're better than someone else, or the other group is worse. But when you have a mixed kid, is that a black kid or a white kid?
Well, based upon the census, if you have a white mother, the child's considered white.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mm.
100%.
Yeah.
See, that makes no sense to me. The point I'm getting at is that you have kids. They're perfectly healthy. They look like human beings. That kid is not black, just like you're not black and I'm not white. We're humans.
True.
And
But
if we were separate and if we were different, we wouldn't be able to have babies together.
This is true.
I mean, well, first of all, we're all light brown. I mean, when Christopher mentioned that, we're all brown. We all have melanation.
Yep.
Period.
Yeah, we're
But
all brown.
to say
None of
that,
us are white.
to a white person, they don't believe that. In today's society, no, I ain't brown. They're going to deny it. It's kind of like the king that we read, that really just hated being part black. Y'all remember that in the ancient, in one of our books, in a book club, he hated to be black. You know what I mean? Because of what he was told. You know what I mean?
That's
And
right.
so, like I said, I'm with RP, on a different perspective when it comes to raising black kids or mixed kids, is that you have to go through this list of things to keep them safe.
Yep.
You know what I mean? When
Right.
you walk down the street, don't wear a hoodie. I mean, that's unreal. You know what I mean? Or be careful when you're walking in a certain neighborhood, right?
That's right.
The cops gonna do this and cops gonna do that and this and this and this. How to deal with cops. You know what I mean? How to deal with neighbors. You know what I mean? How to deal with the Karens that I seen a video just recently, 4 boys at the playground. They took down the basketball goals because it brought a group of kids to play basketball. But then the kids are hanging out at the park, and then somebody called and said they're suspicious. And then it becomes an issue. You know what I mean? And then now I mean, most people don't have to, or white people don't have to do that. You know what I mean? Go let your kids play. Go let them run them up. But that don't happen with black kids because they start hanging. 4 or more come together. It's a problem. You know what I mean? And that's sad that we have to do that. Or don't buy rims on your car, or don't dress a certain way because it's looked at as negative.
And so you said the consensus is if you have a white mother that they're considered white.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that?
I looked it
Who
up.
came up with that crap?
Well, there used to be. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, RP. Go ahead.
No, there used to be. Well, and I don't know if there's still law. If you had 1 drop of black blood, that you were considered black.
It was something dealing with the fertility rate. So I was looking at fertility rates, and that's what I came to because I even brought it to my wife. I was like, oh wow, like so the thing is that when they do the census and they calculate how many white people or black people are in a particular area, if your mother is white, then the child was considered white.
So that's from the basis of trying to prop up the numbers to give them the aspect of majority, because certainly, it may be that way, but in the eyes in real life, that's not how they're treated.
No, by far. So
that just doesn't make any sense to me. I think it's just dumb.
Well, it's propaganda. It ain't supposed to make sense to the people who understand what's supposed to make sense. You know what I'm saying? It just sounds confusing. You know what I mean? It sounds really ignorant. It really does. And so, and I feel like anybody who abides by that, there's no point of arguing with them. There's no point of trying to convince them otherwise in some sense. I might try to plant that seed and I'm walking off. If the seed grows, it grows. You know what I mean? If it doesn't, it doesn't. You know what I mean? But, I'm just not going to entertain that. So, but.
Yeah,
but
did y'all get into the groups?
Yes. Slightly, yeah. What you got on it? You got anything on it, RP? RP, you got some on it?
I mean, the only groups that I found that are related to anti-white and anti-Semitic and pretty much anti-everything except them, they're called. They're called the Great Milestone House of David Camp, and then House of Israel and Israel United in Christ. And then the last one is Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge Lines of Judah.
Yeah.
And that's what the ADL and the SPLC, they are, that's what they state they are. They let people know that they're separate from them. But it's all based in religion.
Yeah, and that's the thing about it. What we discussed, RP,
and it's not just blacks. It's blacks, Hispanics, and
Asians.
Asians.
Yeah,
it's part of that group.
Yeah. I mean, even when you think about the Black Panthers, the Black Panthers had They had a white organization, which we talked about that, the white Black
Mhm.
Panthers. So
Mhm.
again, they're considered extremist groups, but they are still associate themselves with every other race, which really don't make sense.
And that's the
Mhm.
only one that's on the FBI's list.
Hmm
There's only
Mhm.
one, and then but on the white side, there's a
The
lot
slew of them. Yeah.
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 Mhm.
But again, they are when you look it up, they're considered extreme by extreme. You know,
Right.
extreme,
Right.
extreme Nazi, Nazi hate groups. They use violence and intimidation to move around. Like, but black groups cannot do that, and they're considered religious groups, and they even, ordain other so-called races into their group, but they're considered extremists. It's just a little wild. That's all. That's a little,
Mhm. So Amanda had put in the chat when we're talking about the census, they don't count humans, they count race. So most people don't even classify themselves correctly on the forms that
That
ask
is
race.
true.
That's true. So if
That
a
is
person
true.
puts black and white, I wonder how they count it. Good
No,
point.
man, I mark out. I say NA, and then beside it, I say human.
Hmm.
Human race.
Yeah.
I mean, the
So
race
Chris,
is the
Chris
the
ain't Chris ain't
That's
part of the
right.
population.
Yeah.
Chris
I'm
out.
not, because I'm not white. I mean, that's
Right.
it's
I
fictitious.
feel you, bro. I feel
It's
you.
fake.
Yes.
Like it's just a way to separate us, to keep us
Mhm.
confused, and keep us divided, and keep hate amongst us.
I do
And
agree.
like, I just, when I say I don't understand, because like I don't get it. Like, black people are not a race. White people are in a race. Like,
Right.
our race is human. Like, just like we have dog, it's a breed. We have dogs, and there's
Mhm.
different kinds of
Did
dogs.
he
You have
just
small
call me a
dogs.
dog?
Bro,
Did he?
dog.
Did he
No,
Dog.
just
that's
call
just
me a
like anything. Like, you have big ones, you have small ones. Like,
don't be categorized.
we're one
like a
race.
dog. Don't be-
We're one
don't
race,
be
man.
categorized.
But you know what? We've also learned too that Christianity. Why is the country now really pushing this Christianity religious standpoint? Why?
Empire.
I
Why?
can tell you
Why?
I can
Empire.
tell you why.
Go on,
Because
break
you
it
have
down, Nick.
History. It's in history.
Yes.
You need religion to control
It-
people.
Yes.
History just is a revolving door. Same
Yes.
as fashion,
Yep.
hairstyles.
Yep.
Yes.
It's just, I mean, before too long, we're going to be on roller skates and bell bottoms like RP was from 40 years ago. You know, it's
That's right.
We're gonna
That's
be
right.
rotate right
And
back to that era.
if you
know?
really look at religion in America too, you can break up religion in 25-year increments, and you can see massive changes.
Oh
Like,
yes.
go back 100 years ago and
Mhm.
look how Christianity in churches are being run.
Yes.
Fast forward another 25
Yes.
years, they're constantly morphing because they have to
Yeah.
keep
Right.
numbers.
That's
And
right.
now
I
it's
do
a
agree.
business. Now it's all about money, and so they have to change their ideologies, and their doctrines are constantly getting
It's
morphed and changed,
Yes.
so
That's
they
right.
can keep
Yes.
numbers. It's just a
Yes.
game.
It
They're
is.
playing it well.
That it's chess,
know,
y'all.
I'm glad we're bringing up extremist groups because we touched, was it last week or the week before, on sovereign citizens.
Mm.
Oh,
Love
it's been
that.
a
I
couple
would
weeks.
love to retouch of that.
Before we get
Yeah.
into it, I want to say one thing. There's just another thing about the extremist groups in our government about division is that they are creating the narrative of who is an extremist group and what is extreme. But there is other occults out there that are not labeled as an occult, and there are other
Mhm.
extreme groups that are not labeled extreme groups. And I would say that is a lot of churches and religions in the country. That nice little church down the road that call themselves
That's facts,
apostolic
bro.
Pentecostals or whatever.
Right.
I'm sorry, if you look up the definition of an occult, you're in an occult. You just
Right.
don't want to claim it because your view of a cult is what Hollywood has defined what an occult was. And through the movies, and people, they think an occult is only Satanism, and that is false.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah. That's
All right, I was trying to interrupt. I just wanted to get that out there before you started talking about the hate groups, Nick.
So they're not hate groups. So
I mean, extremist groups.
Yeah. So we touched on sovereign citizens and how we're seeing a super rise in that travel. Basically,
I mean,
when
they're
they
not
say
wrong.
freedom of travel. No, I'll tell you why this is contradicting to you, because it was actually started by a guy named William Potter Gale. Okay, he was the anti-government extreme Christian nationalist.
Oh wow.
who believed
Okay.
There's a
in-
lot of things.
Yeah. Extreme taught that the county sheriff for the highest legal authority and pioneered many. I'll send you this link because you'll actually learn a lot, because there is so many forums out there about him. But
Huh.
that is one of the biggest problems we have in this this country right now is people like that take something. So if you actually read his original, what he believed, it's just been broke down over the years to these simplified YouTube videos where you see now people
Right.
taking bits and pieces of it, and they are actually considered to an extent a terrorism group because they use words like paper terrorism, where they file 1,000 requests through the court or all that other stuff. So that's one I think we're going to have to start watching for. Honestly, I think it's going to slowly transition to a true terrorism group before too long, just because the influx of what we're seeing and the amount of pushback that law enforcement's getting. You can type in sovereign citizen on YouTube right now and see 20 new cases today alone that was probably put up. It's just absolutely ridiculous.
Hey, can you explain sovereign citizen? Can you explain it? What does that mean?
So the sovereign citizens believe they have a right to travel under the 15th Amendment, because there is a pseudo word in there in the Constitution that says freedom of travel, and someone took that out of context and built this belief around it, and then he started getting followers after that. And sovereign citizens basically don't believe they need to have a driver's license, car insurance, registration. There's just a whole bunch of other things. There's a couple more that spin off that go further in. It just really depends on what side of the sovereign citizen branch that has came off this one guy that is out there.
So when somebody says that to you, when you pull them over, how does that translate to you? I mean, do you recognize that, or do you just like give me a driver's license and insurance?
Oh yeah, it's pretty.
It's
quick.
a problem.
It's pretty quick, and like I'm already rolling up my sleeves. You know, when they start that,
Right.
it's not going to be an easy stop. That's when you just have to go to your roots and it's ask.
No, I completely understand your perspective, Nick. And I understand why you believe that, but see, I don't think it's ridiculous at all. See, you're in the system and you believe in the system, you like the system, and you work for the system. You're going to be biased no matter what. But sovereign citizen.
Well, okay, if
you let me finish what I was saying. So when it comes to being a sovereign citizen, like, we're part of a system. I was born into America. I didn't have the option. I never was asked, do you want to be an American citizen? I was born as an American citizen. They gave me an ID number. They gave me all this thing. So I was born into the system, and I was never taught freedom of thought. And I have to obey this system no matter what. I'm not given freedom. I'm not the one that built the roads. I'm not the one that chose to travel this way. This is what I was born into. Then I'm taught I have to follow the system. And I do believe in sovereignty. Like, if I want to travel, it's not my fault that the government decided to build all these roads. But they want us to keep us all controlled by the system and laws. Yes, if we do have this population and we have a civilization, we got to have laws. I understand that. But, when it comes down to it, we go 50 years ago, police officers are not how they used to be. And, I feel a lot more controlled now than before.
Absolutely not. 50 years ago, there's back road justice. We could take you down a back road and absolutely stomp. Think about it.
It's true.
Honestly, in the cities,
That is true.
But just the fact that you said that, the fact that you said that, that's on your mind, saying, well, you have the power and authority to do that.
Oh, we have. Anybody has the power to do that.
Yes,
absolutely.
yes.
Anybody could do that.
No, you're just saying as a cop, we used to do that.
Oh yeah, they used to. Oh, it was widely known that cops used to do that. And now we have laws that govern us at the same time. Now we.
From my experience with cops, I don't feel like cops are really protecting me. I just feel like they're out to get me, and they're out to get a lot of people. You
said you believe that. So what if you're driving down the road and a sovereign citizen that doesn't have insurance, driver's license, none of that, and none lives your whole family, and you're the only one living? Do you feel like that's justice, or do you think we should now say, hey, everyone has to carry $150,000 in their pocket for an incident like that?
No, part of society, that would really suck. No, I would like to have insurance. That's why I'm part of the system. Right. No, what I'm saying is you have to see the other person's perspective, and it's not ridiculous.
I get what they're saying.
To me, it's not ridiculous, and we should entertain those thoughts and think about it. Hey, maybe we should change how we do run society. Because the way we're doing it right now doesn't mean it's the best way to do it.
Right. I understand what you're saying. Yeah, but there can always be. There's always changes. Every day there's a change. Positive or negative. There's a change in the system, and you guys know where I stand on the system half the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
how are you changing when the side of the road is not a place to litigate?
No, it's not.
And
That's
dangerous.
facts.
and then they
That's
come into
facts.
these courtrooms and just act ignorant,
Yeah.
showing their face, showing their asses, and not getting anything done properly because they want that negative attention.
Right. I think even what the sovereign citizen would go back to is John Locke. John Locke believed that it natural laws. He believed in life, liberty, and property. He believed government's primary purpose is to protect the rights, not to grant them rights. You know what I mean? So
Exactly,
I mean, and then Locke rejected the idea that kings are above the law. He believed that rulers and civilians alike must be governed by established laws. I mean, so he did still believe in laws, but based upon common law, like supposedly God's law. You know what I mean? And so, I mean, that's a rough one. I mean, even being a law enforcement myself, I was once that. I didn't believe in having car insurance and believe in this and believe in that because I didn't want to be part of the system. And really, my thought like that comes from a lot of black people don't really think that either. You know what I mean? And then when you start looking, when you start looking into society, you know what I mean? And you start looking into, how the societies were built based upon maritime law, based upon the ships coming into the birth canal and all, it's really still all made up just for enterprise. You know what I'm saying? Just for money and power. So, I mean, I get it. But another thing, too, that's why I believe when it comes to law enforcement, there's discretion involved. You know what I mean? And so
that's why we have discretion.
Yeah.
We have more discretion than anything. Now, there's a few laws that we have to.
We're governed by, absolutely.
We have to,
right.
DV, I'm not going to say the full thing on there, but everyone knows
right.
what DV is, right? Like, insurance is another one. That's another shall.
Yes.
We have a few shall.
And insurance is a complete scam too.
But
oh God.
Oh yeah, don't get me started. I mean,
yes.
Don't get me started. I believe everyone should have it, but it's I can't afford to be driving around with $150,000 in my pocket. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but
what I'm getting at is just me as a human being. I've never been able to experience life as freedom. I've always been in a system. Like I'm an animal, just like the deer. The deer is born. The deer doesn't have to ask permission to drink from the water. The deer doesn't have to ask permission to eat.
That's a good idea. We can start taxing deer.
We don't tax the animals. And I understand they're of a different intellect than we are, right? And our consciousness are a little higher than theirs. But the basic point I'm getting is I've had to ask permission for every drop of water I drink. I've had to ask permission for every piece of food that went in my mouth. Right?
That's
It's like my entire life is controlled by the government.
So then, how can we get some of that power back? How can we go about getting some of that power back?
But it got quiet on that one, y'all. It got quiet on that one.
Because as you just
mentioned,
is that a
Patreon? That's a Patreon question. That's a Patreon question.
Well, you just talked about, John.
There's a couple ways to do it.
Like about with the God-given rights and natural rights, and
because I don't think my government's actually protecting my life, liberty, and freedom anymore.
They never were, in my opinion. It was not about you. It was not about us as a whole.
No.
It was about us to select few people, in my opinion.
What's the weather like, everybody?
And this is a hard conversation because you're a cop, man, and we need cops in society, but also at the same time, that's causing a lot of problems in our society. It's not just cops; it's the entire government. It's the trickle-down effect, right? And we're all part of this.
It's a trauma. It's trauma.
You got to look at it as a trilogy. It's not just cops and government. It is from people.
Yes, it is. Yes,
it's full spectrum.
Too.
Yeah,
and that's what everyone is. That's government is people. Police officers are people, and then you got citizens that are people. That's a big question to answer. You know what I mean? On this platform.
That's a but it's like Nick and I and I know some other cops. When you've been on both sides of the law, so you understand the street, and now you understand the law, you're a little bit more understanding, right? You're not coming in there with its laying on the floor and dragging it because you're trying to show authority, right? It's just like,
15
look, man,
foot
you
blue flame out of your rear, like none
there
of
you
that.
go.
Like,
Yeah,
nah.
you did this, you did that. Get out the car. You know, like, bro, let's just calm down. Like, I've seen some videos lately where a lady got arrested for like littering. Like, this dude pulled her out the car, bro. Like,
Okay,
it's just.
okay. What had happened was, all right, it was one time and it went out.
Was this you? Did you do this? Was that you, bro?
I did 2 weeks ago.
Did you really?
Yeah. I didn't tell you about that story?
No.
She straight up looked at me, took a big drag off of her cigarette, and smacked me in the side of the face.
Oh no, that's different, bro. Yeah, no, that's
All she got was a littering charge. I stayed calm about it. Was I furious? Was I ready to go to town? Absolutely.
so you didn't do assault like they did, ICE did in Philadelphia when it got through the sandwich of the ICE officer and took off running. That was like considered like felony charges.
Right.
I mean,
Have you guys had to
bro.
deal?
Oh yeah.
Have you guys had to deal with ICE at all?
No.
No.
We could.
I mean,
We could.
Yeah.
I've had some illegals. I've had some illegals in the gym that I had to call the cops on them for.
Did you really?
With it. We have so much over by.
And the cops was a horrible. It was a whole thing. It was.
Did
So
you
what,
call
they
because
came-
they were illegals, or did you call it because they were problematic?
No, they were illegals. They were in my gym, and that's one reason why I'm switching from key fobs to the phone system, is because some of the legal Mexicans that were members of my gym gave their key fob to illegal Mexicans. And then I was having probably 15 different illegal Mexicans, non-gym members, working out in my gym. And I started confronting them because I've never met them before. They didn't speak legal English. And I'm like, key fob. They gave me the key fob, and I scanned it. I'm like, that's not you. They're like, oh, you know? And then the third time, I was like, I'm done with it, called the cops. And it was a horrible response. It took 20 minutes. I called 911. It took 20 minutes for a Camden cop to respond to the gym.
They're like 2 minutes from your gym.
I know.
2 minutes.
I know. And it was a gym member that showed up as well that responded. And then when he got to the door, he just walked in, got out of his car nonchalantly, just kind of strolled in the gym. You can see his belt just going back and forth because he's overweight. And he comes in, and he's just like, what's up? What's going on? I'm like, what do you mean what's going on? I'm like, did they not relay the information with the situation here? And this guy acted like I was like, you want to sign up? He couldn't speak, so I was translating on my phone back and forth. I was keeping him there until the cop showed up. I wasn't going to sign him up, but I was acting like I was. And he was playing along with it. And he didn't speak English, so he didn't know what I was doing. Then the cop showed up, and you could see on his face, like, oh, shit. And, but the cop didn't do anything. He literally just let the guy walk out of the gym, get on his bike, and ride off. And I was like, well, why didn't you do anything? That's illegal. Oh, there's nothing I can do. I don't have the jurisdiction. I'm like, yes, you do, man. It's an illegal citizen. He just got caught stealing in my gym. And he's not even a citizen.
It's got to be. Okay. So.
And then I called the chief of police, and they told me that he can't get a hold of ICE. And I was like, sir, I'm like, you can't get a hold of ICE. He's like, no, my contact just won't answer the phone. And he's like, I don't have any other way to do anything about that. I'm like, well, I have a friend that can get a hold of ICE for me. You want me to call them and let them know that the chief of police at Camden can't call his ICE agent? And then he's like, no, I'll figure it out. Nothing ever came of it. I even tried to contact the sheriff, and the sheriff didn't respond to me about it either. And I talked to other cops, and they're like, that's what he did? They're like, no, he was supposed to arrest him, take him down to the county, and then they call the feds so they can ID him. And then ICE takes care of it from there.
Man. Nick, what you say? What you think?
Is it, so why can't he just be human?
What are you talking about?
You've been preaching it for the last 30 minutes, brother, about,
I'm giving you a different perspective. I'm giving you a different perspective. And I said, I'm in the system, so I have to live by the system right now.
So you wanted him arrested for theft of what? You said how many months? 6 months? 45? Is that how long you said? They were coming in there?
I had about 12 to 15 different people I had no idea just rolling in the gym working out. And this was going on for a while. And that's also, I don't know who those people are. They're stealing from me, regardless of even if they're not a citizen. They're stealing from me. I don't know who they are. They haven't signed any waivers. That could cause problems.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well,
So,
being on the flip side of that, if you will. So being in the
What are you
off
gonna say,
field.
Nick? Say it, man.
RP is here. Holy, hey, how are you?
Yeah.
What do you got coming out on,
Let's hear it. Let's hear it. You've been letting us go at it. Come on. Put your
Yeah. No, in the oil field, so out there down there in Texas by the border, if you will. So in the oil patch, and so we were sitting on location when it was the middle of the night. Me and my friend was sitting in the truck by our trailer. And we were sitting out there talking, and a gentleman walked up. We're in the middle of nowhere. A gentleman walked up to the trailer. We sitting in the truck. He didn't see us, so he knocking on the door. And one of our other on our team went to the door and he talked to him and and so he called us on the phone and he said, "Man, hey, look, this is this illegal alien at the door, and I got my gun, and he wants some food." And we're sitting in the truck watching the whole thing. And it's like, dude, just put the gun away. Put the gun away before you do something silly. And so I told him, I said, "Look, just give him a plate of food. Give him a plate of food and let him be on his way."
Yeah, but
and so
you just like pop people for stepping on your porch? Isn't like Texas all about that?
Well, yeah, but this is an oil pill, so we don't work, so we can't just go out there and just start start popping people.
It's a different beast when it comes out.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it is. It is.
It's my bloody grass.
It really is.
Yes.
It really is. So he gave him a plate of food and he took off. Well, it couldn't have been 5 minutes later. There comes a Suburban fly up, and it was Border Patrol.
Oh wow.
And, yes. So.
Yeah.
Now he came and knocked on the door, knocked on our windows in the truck. He said, asked us, "Did we see this?" I told him no. I didn't see the gentleman. I let him go. Now, just compassion on my part, because I look at it differently. I understand both sides of it, but from my experience, because he is a human being, the man was just looking for something to eat.
Hey,
and so we gave him some food.
Hey, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah, if he's hungry, man, you can feed him food.
What do you got?
I was just saying, look, I almost joined ICE for $50,000 sign-on bonus. I was like, I will take in my mama for 50.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. She might whoop my tail though. But still,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, here in Texas, they don't play.
No.
Now back then, and especially in the oil fields, you down there by the border, you get a lot of narcotics being run across the border and whatnot. And so, and listen, those guys there have been guys that have been killed on location, execution style, if you will. So it's no joke out there. I mean, one time we were sitting on location and we're surrounded by bush. We're just sitting out there, we're doing our job, and all of a sudden this greyhound comes flying by, and it was like, well, what is that dog coming from? And then out of the bushes, here come these gentlemen khakied up with I can't remember the name of the gun, but it's about 4 or 5 of them. Came out the bushes.
Right.
Right.
Oh
wow. My God. Yeah. So it's no joke down there, because those guys will fire back. The cartel, they will fire back, and they don't care. They will take you out. They do not care.
Yeah. I've dealt with some cartel members in Dallas. Me and my brother were bouncers at a couple clubs, and man, they come in. They don't have to come in too deep because they'll tell you what it is. But at one moment, this guy was about 50, 55 years old. He had black boots with a gold tip at the boot. He wore a fanny pack with like 50K in it. You know what I mean? And they pulled up 2 Suburbans. He had a Land Rover, bulletproof. I mean, dude. And coming to the club, cool guy. You know what I mean? You wouldn't think he's burning babies and cutting off heads and stuff, But one night, it was a Thursday night, and it was pretty slow. We had a regular that was kind of taunting the guy, just kind of in his face, and not really in his face, but walking by saying things. And this is what he said to him. And he had an interpreter, right? Because he really didn't speak English, right? And so his interpreter basically said, what I would do to you, young man, is I get a 50-gallon barrel. I'll set it on fire. I'll tie you up right next to the barrel, and I will burn your family in a barrel and make you watch the entire time. So what I want you to do is die daily. Business. Yes, this is serious as can be. Like no smile, and bro, and he's always in the club smiling. Hell, he used to give us $200 or $300, $500 a night just to be standing next to him. But bruh, I've had homeboys that they were in the industry and they listen to these underground songs, bruh, about the cartel, and it is gruesome. Like between them and bikers, you really don't want to be around it. You really don't want to be around it. But I was going to bring some. Man. I was going to bring some up. So
it is bad, Chris, down there on that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, would you guys do it? $100,000 sign-on bonus, right?
No.
Would you guys go to the border and work it? You know,
Oh,
there's no particular gig.
I mean, I disagree with how ICE is being ran right now. So
Uh,
I couldn't be a part of it.
Right.
Something happened to your mic, Chris. It's like,
Can you not hear me?
there you go. I don't know. That was weird. What did you say right before that? It sounded like you were talking.
I was saying is I couldn't do it because I don't really agree with how they're running ICE and how they're running the deportation with illegal aliens. I don't agree with the way they're doing it at all.
You think they should be stricter, or you think they should be more lenient?
I think there's a certain way to do it without separating families. And this is just my opinion. I think I'm not saying it's the right way, but it's just what I come up with is if we capture illegal aliens, we get them ID'd. If it's a family, if that person, once we ID them from Mexico and they're not criminals, then I think we should give them a temporary work visa, give them 3 years to work and to get their citizenship as an American, and give them 3 years to do that. And then if they can't make that happen in 3 years,
Are they allowed to have government assistance in that 3 years?
no, they're just like any other American. They're not a citizen yet, but they have to work. They have a work visa. So they have 3 years. They're allowed to be in the country. They're allowed to work, make money, and provide for their family. And also it gives them time to do the necessary steps for them to become a legal citizen. But instead of just kicking them out, like they're here, they're working, they're already part of society. Let's keep them here. As long as they're not criminals, let's give them a temporary work visa to give them 3 years or 4 years to be able to earn their citizenship, and then boom, they're a citizen. Instead of capturing them and sending them all home. Now, if they're a war criminal or if they're a drug criminal or any type of they're a criminal, they have a criminal background and a violent criminal background, then they need to be arrested and sent back to their home country.
Well, now, how would you know if they're a criminal? As far as
I mean, if they're at Mexico, we're gonna be able to ID them. I mean, most of those Mexicans that come aboard, they're still citizens of their country, right? They still have ID, and our government can work with Mexico to ID those people.
Possibly. Is Mexico
possibly? No, it can't. It can't happen.
Yeah, I know it can't happen. What I'm getting at is Mexico that giving, if you will, with that type of information.
That's what ICE does. I mean, ICE does ID these people when they capture them. They try to ID them.
Yeah, I understand that, but I mean, as far as on Mexico side, do you think that they're just they're just giving that information freely?
So,
and Mexico is considered pretty corrupt. So it would you not, you know, I mean, hey, we know he's not anything, and then he's part of a sale or part of an organization, you know. But here's the thing about it too. To me, look, human trafficking is a big business, and it's a worldwide business. And to me, right now, the Hispanic people are part of the worldwide human trafficking business right now. They're the prime target. So whether we believe ICE is doing the right thing or they're doing it, Hispanics doing the right thing, or whatever the case may be, it's human trafficking. Do you know what I mean? That's how I see it. I mean,
100%.
Yeah.
You know, it would be hard for me to work for ICE. I don't believe I could. You know, just for what Chris mentioned. You know, the separation of the families and then throwing these people, these human beings into these detention centers and stack them on top of one another and not, you know, the sanitation is just insane and not getting fed, and then not to mention the accusations of rape and all this other stuff. I mean, and to sit there to be an ICE agent and to be inside of one of these facilities and watch that going, I could not do that. That goes against everything that I believe as far as in humanity.
So how would you identify them, Chris? How would you want them identified?
Our governments would identify them.
Okay, so you want to track and govern someone that's not from here, but you believe that people are born here should be free. So why don't they get the same freedom and they have to be in a system?
I don't understand what you're trying to get at here.
So you said that you believe in the government is just tracking, and you don't believe in it, right? You said
no. What I said when
we were on the sovereign citizen issue.
Okay, well, before we go any further with the sovereign, you need to understand my position. You need, let me clarify it.
I'm just clarifying on what you meant by that, because
let me clarify my position on law enforcement and the government. Okay, I'm trying to get people to see the other side of it and not just from the government. I'm not saying I disagree with law enforcement.
Okay.
I'm not saying I don't support law enforcement officers and the government, right? I do. I pay my taxes. I'm a legal citizen. I support my officers. I have a lot of officers that come to my gym. I help them out. Like, I'm not against officers at all. All I'm saying is that I don't think the ideas around being a sovereign citizen and having freedom, I don't think that's ridiculous. I think that's something we should talk about and compare that to our society. Like, are we really free? Are we more controlled? We need to see that other side of the story, not just get mad because, you know what I mean? Like,
that's because I was like, man, you're kind of contradicting yourself if you're saying, hey, I don't feel like.
No, we got to see the other side. Like, why do these people see that way? Like, I'm not going to say just because that person believes that way, they're dumb. That's just a different way of that I'm thinking. And just because it goes against law enforcement doesn't mean they're wrong just because law enforcement is the current law. Because how many laws we have now from the beginning of our country? Laws change all the time because civilization changes, right?
All the time. New case
but
laws,
there is something to that, to something to being sovereign. Like, I think that's there is something to that.
You're splitting it up, so I get what you're saying. There's a difference between. I get what you're saying now. Okay, I got you, bro. Tracking.
There we go.
But when it comes to like the illegals, I think there's a better way of doing it. Like, we have enough room for more people to come to America, and they're fleeing that area because of the drugs, because their government is corrupt, right? There's a reason they want to get out of there. And if they already made it here in Missouri, in the middle of the country, and they're working and providing our current community with progress and skills that other people ain't working, there's no reason to kick them out if they're not violent or criminals. Yes, they're illegal. They're not paying taxes, so let's make them a citizen. Give them the opportunity, to earn that citizenship and to be an American. Instead of just kicking them out.
I'll finna say, Chris, you better not go to a Mexican food restaurant here to Camden, because boy, your enchiladas, your enchiladas gonna be tore up. Like, what is this white stuff? My enchiladas.
Dude, my sister's Mexican, and I have a niece. I have 2 nephews and a niece that are Mexican. They're all from Mexico. My sister married a guy from he's from Mexico. Like, I'm not racist at all when it comes to this stuff, and I think that's a better way of doing it.
I was just clarifying the difference between the sovereign conversation and then tracking people that are caught illegally. How that was different, I guess. You know what I mean? Does that sound about right? Mm-hmm. How the ideology was different there. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But I see what you're saying. So you separated the sovereign from the actual
illegal.
Like, I think it's something we should entertain, not ignore. Right. And I see that, guys. I see why people would buy into that, and I don't think they're bad and they're wrong for thinking it that way.
Yeah, I seen a lady the other day. She had a talk show, light-skinned lady, white lady, if you would say, and she was like, I went to Mexican food restaurant, and there were so many mega people in there, and she was like, I just don't understand. She was mad. She was like, y'all need to leave. Y'all in here tripping about illegals, and half the people in the cooking area are illegal. And so it's like, it don't make no sense. You know what I mean? It's like, I've even heard of what's the lady's name that was big about the weight loss back in early 2000s, Michelle's, you know what I'm talking about? Michael Michelle or something like that. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But the biggest loser, I think she was one of the trainers on that show.
Right.
And I seen her on a debate, and she was like, well, I don't understand why people from other countries come over here and bring their flag and their culture here. Like, if you come to America, you should be American. What? American, the American language ain't even based upon American language. Like, our whole culture is not based on American. That makes no sense, right?
Being American, it's based off cultures around the world.
Thank you. Yes. And it just makes no sense. Well, they come over here and they bring their flag and they're kneeling on their knees and their wives wear this. Well, look, let me tell you this. Their wife might be covered up where they're not showing no T and A, but we sexualize women out here in this society. I mean, we throw women on Bud commercials that are half naked and just showing. So, I mean, we criticize other countries for what they do to their women, but yet again, we have no fault in how we treat our women. Come on now. Like, dude, it makes no sense.
Listen.
Christians.
Hold on. Christians. There is some American culture. I mean, we got cheeseburgers.
Yeah, hot dogs, baby. Yeah, I like cheeseburgers, hot dogs. Yeah.
My favorite food, man. Cheeseburger and hot
Oh
dog. My
man.
favorite food.
Oh my goodness. Me and my wife watch this cooking show, and it's called Cook for 24 Hours or something like that. It's like these 24 cooks, and they cook for 24 hours, but it's pretty neat though. But yeah, they one of the bruh, it's crazy, bruh. They're
Are they
like right
smoking, or are they just
no,
actually cooking meals?
they're
not, like,
just
smoking the
cooking.
meat.
No, they're cooking meals pretty much every like 30 minutes to an hour, no break.
Wow.
They're doing these competitions, but these are world class, cooks. Matter of fact, there's one lady here, she's from Ghana, but she lives in Frisco, Texas. She just got cut. But I mean, but anyway, I guess my whole point is that the theme one day was American food. And matter of fact, it was last night where they did broths and hot dogs and hamburgers. So that's kind of funny,
Right.
Chris. That's funny.
Yeah.
I eat cheeseburger every day, man.
Yeah, but I mean, it's
Put me
yeah.
in a
Yeah.
medium rare cheeseburger with pepper jack cheese.
I got two
So
things though. I heard Chris mention like, why is paying taxes an American way? Like, why, even when I hear people talk about education, right? I've heard people talk about education, right? And United States is like between 15th and 20th in the world educational system. And we criticize people in our own country because they lack some type of education. But yet again, we're not number one. And then taxes, I mean, honestly, taxes is another scam. I mean, honestly, I don't think we really understand. And see, here's my thing about the sovereign
Well, is
citizen.
it
Also,
100% scam?
Nick brought up a sovereign citizen is an elite nowadays. It's no longer the common person. It was the common person, right? But it has flipped. The common person is now the peasant who only gets privileges and grants or grant privileges. But the sovereign citizen is now the elite who doesn't have to have an ID, who doesn't have to get a speeding ticket, who doesn't have to pay taxes, who doesn't have to live by the laws. I mean, honestly, whether you hate Trump or like Trump is basically saying, look, I can do what I want to do. I'm a billionaire. I'm sitting on top of the world right now. I dare you to test me. Why? Because he's considered an elite. Elites can do what they want because the elites are the new sovereign citizens. I need a hashtag, y'all. I need a hashtag.
Does that sovereign citizen, does that stand up in court?
No.
Well, if you're an elite, yeah. If you're an elite,
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
If you go to court under natural law, but you have to know every law in and out on both sides.
Yeah, case laws and I mean, not only state law, fed law.
I mean, but you can win. It is possible to win using natural law in the system.
But I don't mean natural law like common law. I mean they don't have to go to court. They don't have to pay speeding tickets. They don't even get speeding tickets. I mean, I've seen low-level politicians like mayors and governors state representatives get out of tickets even though they're speeding. Even though they're breaking the law, they call the mayor and say, hey, I'm getting pulled over by Sergeant Rockskin. You know what I mean? And then he says, you better let him go. Let him go. The governor's calling me right now. Yeah. So you can't tell me that's a sovereign citizen. That's a sovereign citizen because he doesn't need to show his ID. He doesn't need to do anything but just make a phone call, and then it's wiped clear. So
what is that? Why do they get out of it so easy? Is it out of fear?
What's out of fear? I mean, they're sovereign. I mean, they're politicians. I mean, they do legislation. They do law. So I mean, why would you do that? I seen one other day. Now the representative was a black guy. What the color didn't matter, but he was finna get arrested for breaking the law. He was going 20 miles over the speed limit, maybe even 30. He got on the phone and called the mayor. The mayor called the sergeant. The sergeant then, I mean, bro, it got to the governor pretty much. And so when the sergeant got there, she's like, the chief is blowing on my phone. Y'all need to get this representative out of cuffs right now.
I saw that one.
Did you see that?
Yeah. You brought that up.
And the cop was like, no, I'm not. And she says, you better.
Stand on that business. Stand on that business.
Yeah.
If I get fired for it, I get fired for it. You're not going to like the outcome. But I'd write my own mother and take her to jail if I had to. I don't care. I mean,
your mom gonna whoop your tail on the side of the road, bro.
I mean, she's gonna go to jail with an extra charge because she doesn't beat my ass on the side of the road. But yeah, I mean, no, you got to do that stuff. No, the president. I don't care if it's president, governor. I mean, you can't show that. I mean, we've got discretion, but you can't in that situation. Just because you've got a person
Yeah.
title, in my opinion, now you're digging into your integrity pool at that point in time. Just because maybe later I could get down the road and get something from him, or you know, he'll help me out on this. You can't do that. You cannot.
That's right. Hey, there's Jenna posted in the questions here.
My baby, she going off.
You want to read, King?
Oh, Lord have mercy. They better read it before I get in trouble.
Have
So baby, as she said, you spoke about having plenty of room in this country. Give the illegals a chance. I think it was directed to Chris, which I know you mentioned about letting them come in for 3 years, you know, letting them work and give them an opportunity, you know, to kind of get their status here.
ID them, make sure they're not criminals, and then give them a 3 to 4 year work visa so they can legally be here and work. And then that gives them enough time to study, they take their naturalization test and become a citizen. Become an American citizen.
Is that test now? It ain't very much, is it?
I think it's 100. Or maybe it's 80.
I don't know how many questions that is.
I think it's low too.
Or it's lower than that, maybe only 20 questions?
No,
I've never
I
actually.
think it's low, like 50. I think that's about right.
So I guess too, also she's questioning you about the law enforcement, the ICE situation at your gym. You know, I guess I get it from, you know, I guess she wants you to explain. She said, what if they have a family? Just want to understand your view. And I guess your view, I would say, was just you feel like they were stealing in the gym because they didn't pay for a gym membership.
Well, I run a private club, and every person that's a member, I have access to their contact information, and I know who they are. And so I have to maintain the security in my gym. And just because they're illegal, it's like yes, I think we should have these people in our country, but there are bad war criminals that's come through. There are drug deals that come through Camden from Mexicans. I'm sorry, there is. And you know, what if one of those people were part of the cartel and they said something wrong? And something happened in the gym, and it was because I didn't do anything about it to protect my gym members.
Right.
Like, that's my responsibility as the owner of the gym. I have to keep that facility safe. And that's why I'm part of the system. I live in the system, so I contacted the cops. My job was to separate their family. I'm talking about is after they've arrested them, because they're illegal. They were doing an illegal thing. They're an illegal citizen, and they were also stealing from the gym. That needs to be taken care of. They get arrested, they ID'd, and what I'm talking about is what happens after that. Once they get ID'd and ICE finds them, instead of ICE sending them back, once we get them ID'd and we understand they're not a criminal, let's give them a chance.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, because they're already part of our community. They're already being fed and eating our food, and they're already building houses.
Criminal are you thinking we hold the lowest standard to get ICE involved in?
ICE is already going to be involved.
Just because they're illegal?
No.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
You know how many illegals I've arrested? And they literally just get out? And
yeah, they don't
know nothing. Sorry, it's not a serious violent criminal.
Yeah, I've heard that.
It ain't even worth the plane ticket to send them home. So
and it's hard to get in contact. It's hard to get in contact. I mean, I've heard, I'm with Nick, I've heard even in Jeff City, some law enforcement say, you know, what can you do? I mean, you throw them in jail, but they're going to really get out because you don't know who they are. You really can't hold them on anything. And then if ICE doesn't come to get them.
So where would you put
No, I did not. So what she's saying, I think we need to clarify the situation.
What if they had a family? I
didn't call ICE. I was asking them what the protocol was, and that's what they told me, the protocol, and they weren't following the protocol. They were supposed to call ICE to have them ID'd.
Yeah, and I get what she's saying. She's saying that if you called law enforcement Camden County and ICE came and gave them what if they had a family, and then they made a big ordeal on it. But you're basically stating that at the time when ICE gets involved and strips away the family, that's when you have a problem. You know, but that is part of their policy, though. You know what I mean? I mean, it is. You know, it is part of their policy to, you know, deport or, you know, arrest them, detain them, and then possibly deport them. You know, so you know, it's.
They don't care. They really don't care for most violent.
Well, I had some weird stuff at my gym. Like I've seen these two guys before walking by in flip flops, and they walked up to the gym door, and they can't open it because it's locked, right? They look in, they try to open it a couple times, and they're like, screw it. They turn around, they start walking. Then I watch them. They walk all the way around the building. They walk around in the back, and they take a couple of laps around the building, and then they come up and try to get in again.
So it sounds like the immigrants are the new Negroes.
Like I was like, that's kind of
They're the new Negroes. If look,
for a hell
that's not.
that's line.
I'm not messing with Chris. I'm talking about in general, right? I mean, with ICE, I mean, they were chasing us and catching us and deporting. We're not deporting, but throwing us in cages. Now they got the immigrants. I mean, but here's the thing about it too, man.
What I was getting at is like the behavior was really weird.
Right.
Like they tried to get in and then they walked around the building twice, and then they came up to the door and I did let them in when they saw them come up the second time, and they walked in and I asked them, "What can I help you with?" And they just ignored me and just walked past me and started walking back to the back room. And I got in front of them and stopped them. I said, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" I'm like, "You guys want to see the gym?" They're like, yeah. I'm like, "I'll walk around with you." I'm like, "I just watched you walk around the building 2 times. You tried to get in the first time. Like, you guys are acting weird." They didn't want me to escort them. And so I told them, like, "Well, you can't just like walk around. I'm going to walk around with you because you're not a member." And they just left.
Right, King?
Gosh, yeah.
We're going to lighten the load.
Weird behavior.
We're going to lighten the load a little bit, Kings. We're going to lighten the load just a little bit. We're going to lighten the load just a little bit. Go ahead.
We're going to have some off-the-wall shit. Here we go.
Oh, no, this is going to be real life today.
Well, we got the questions? We got rapid questions?
Yeah, we'll hit some rapid fire questions.
I have had to kick child predators out of my gym. I wasn't profiling Mexicans at all. It just happened to be illegal Mexicans that we're stealing from.
Yeah.
You're basically saying I mean, you've even said it with the kids that come in there that let their 20 friends come in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've had to kick a lot of people out.
Yeah, we've dealt with that too.
When you owned a gym.
Yeah.
People letting them use their numbers and shit.
Yeah, you got to basically tell people, look, if you invite somebody else in, then they don't use your key fobs, $25 out, for next month on your account, because people do that, and you got to you do have to pay attention nowadays. I mean, that's why I said about the immigrants and the Negroes, I mean, is it now that when we see 4 Hispanic dudes get out of a white van, are we tugging our purse? Or are we thinking they're automatically cartel? But again, that's kind of the point of what Chris brought up earlier, is that the government system, where you want to put stigmas on people, and we as citizens just carry that on. We carry that energy that's being projected. If it's every black dude now he's lazy, he's a thug, he's this, he's that. You see immigrant now, he's automatically cartel. You know what I mean? When he's just doing construction job, trying to work every day. And so I mean, but that's society. And one thing I feel like we need to start understanding is that.
Sorry.
I see the comment.
I saw that. I tried to hold it.
Oh,
Sorry,
man.
Mac. I'm so sorry, Mac.
I completely understand.
Yeah,
I got you.
Yeah. Look. She holds the money, Chris. I ain't got no choice, bro. When she say I can, I can. If I can't, I can't. Like, can you come outside and play, Mackie? Baby won't let me.
Even more. Let's go. Let's talk about this one more thing, just so you understand. Even on a deeper level, before all this happened, when I was I called my sister right after, and talked to her about it. And my sisters are Mexican. She lived in Mexico for 6 years with her husband, and she told me to do it.
Right. Yeah. And that's it.
I mean, that's coming from her husband. He was like, "Man, they're not acting right." I was like, "I got 15 to 20 of these people that are just coming in. I have no idea who they are."
And the thing about it is integrity, or not even integrity, but your moral, even no matter who it was, if he was black, if he was white, if it was a young kid, whatever, or a young girl, is that something suspicious, or is it only suspicious due to them being Hispanic or being black or being this? And that's the thing about it. We're really not in people's brains and hearts to determine really where their integrity really lies. You know what I'm saying? So as long as your intentions is righteous within yourself, then that's what we have to see it as. You know what I mean? Honestly, I think that's where it lies. Let it lie. That's off my favorite show called Creed. Y'all seen Creed too? Let it lie. Anyway.
Yeah.
There we go. RP got it. RP got it. That's what's up.
Here we go.
All right, let's go.
Right.
Questions,
Here we go. Rapid fire questions. It's gonna be a little light today. Okay, King, you start it off. We'll go King, and then I can go, and then Nick, and then Chris. That order. King Mac, me, Nick, and Chris. Ready?
Okay.
Question number one. Question number one. Would you rather go horseback riding bareback for 10 minutes or wrestle an alligator with his mouth duct tape shut for 5 minutes? Would you rather go horseback riding bareback for 10 minutes or wrestle an alligator with his mouth duct tape for 5 minutes? Which one?
Alligator with mouth duct tape for 5 minutes. I am not sitting on a horse. Balls. Oh my gosh, bruh. Bouncing. Man, your stomach start hurting, bruh. You be sick.
Yeah, I'm going with the alligator as well too. That was bareback would be pretty rough.
I don't know, Chris, Nick, what y'all got?
100%. I'm going alligator, but we get to eat it afterwards, right? Like we get to eat it if we win.
Alligator legs.
Yeah.
Alligator legs.
Chris,
What you got, Chris?
I'm wrestling an alligator.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're
Yeah.
right there, yeah.
No doubt. No doubt. Question number 2. Would you rather walk on a hotbed of coals for 60 yards or walk through a cage filled with snakes for 80 yards?
Coals. Yeah, I do the coals.
Kind of snakes.
I love snakes.
Yeah.
I do. I live with snakes. I'll get a snake. But I already do the coals. And I've seen it happen before historically. You know what I mean? There's cultures that have done that. So obviously it might be something that's useful to the body.
I might have to get through them
Let
snakes.
the snakes bite you. What?
I might have to get through them snakes. Yeah.
Let it be them pythons in Florida. Let it be them pythons in Florida 40, 50 feet. You change your minds.
Well, no, we didn't say pythons. We didn't say on pythons. We said snakes.
Yeah.
Our people.
What you got, Nick?
Snake at his feet. I'd go snakes. Snakes 100%.
What?
Yeah.
Don't leave me alone, Chris. Don't leave me alone, Chris.
I'm walking on the coals, man.
There we go.
Nah.
Yeah, coal walkers.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, question number 3. Would you rather lay on a bed of nails or would you rather lay in the middle of a lake on a very thin layer? Oh, here we go. Would you rather lay on a bed of nails or would you rather lay in the middle of a very thin layer of frozen lake? Did I say that right? Yes.
Yeah.
Bed of nails or in the middle of a very thin frozen lake? Which one you laying on?
Again, I'm
How
going to
big's
go.
that lake, man?
You said what now?
How big's that lake?
This is
fall in that lake. Hypothermia.
Yeah.
No. Give me the nails. Again, meridians. You got the body. That can be helpful. Again, that's a helpful thing, I believe. So I'll rock with that. Now, if I had the cinder block on my chest or, RP sitting on my stomach, nah, I ain't doing that. But just laying on the bed of nails, I'll rock with it.
I think I'm gonna try the bed of nails myself as well too. The middle of that lake sounds pretty crazy.
Yeah, no.
Well, I'm a big dude anyway, so I'm going straight to the bottom.
That's a possibility. That's a possibility.
What you doing, Nick?
Yeah, I'm doing nails. I have to do it.
Well, I'm the only one. I am getting dropped.
He
in that
loves
lake.
the cold. Yeah, he loves the cold though. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's that?
I can handle it.
What's that? Isn't there an Avenger that's a cold Avenger? Isn't there an Avenger that's cold looking or deals with?
We got it.
No, the surf
I
guy.
think so.
That's Fantastic Four.
Oh, that's Fantastic. Okay.
Yeah. Fantastic Four.
I'm about to find.
You're thinking of the Incredibles cartoon movie.
The Incredibles?
Frozen. Yeah, Frozen.
Yeah.
Frozen.
That is Chris's new nickname, Frozo. Yep.
Hey, the most I've done,
See,
I've done 12 minutes in 39 degrees water.
Oh, that is true. Yeah, he does rock with that. The ice baths and stuff. Yeah.
Impressive. Question number 4. You are in the middle of the ocean, in a cage, bleeding. Would you rather be surrounded by great white sharks or giant man-eating octopuses?
I know this one.
Man, just going to kill me quickly. Going to kill me quickly. Let's go with the
You're
sharks.
in the middle of the ocean in a cage, bleeding.
Sharks.
Would you rather be surrounded by great white sharks or giant man-eating octopuses?
Just kill me quickly. Yeah, sharks. I'm going to sharks. Octopus might take his time, bite one thing.
But you're in the cage. You're in the cage.
Yeah, but it's a bro. Ain't no telling with your questions. The cage might fall. It might be on a thin piece of ice. It might melt. I don't know, bro.
The octopus will unlock the cage.
Yeah, I'm going
You know
with
what?
the sharks too.
That's
I'm
facts,
going with the
bro.
sharks too.
Octopuses,
Yes.
octopuses are smart.
I know.
Very smart.
They got 8 brains.
I'll take that chance with Cage and bleeding out a little bit over octopus. That's going to be able to reach in there and do some damage with his
I mean,
yeah,
that's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
I'm going with the sharks.
You going with the sharks too? Yeah,
I ain't
yeah,
messing with the octopus.
That's right.
yeah.
Because
I've seen.
you gotta understand when he said octopuses, there's more than one, and they're so
That's more than one.
so smart. I don't know.
Hold on, what did he say?
Octopuses.
Now, if we're talking about that, Nick, if we're talking about that, then forget the sharks, okay?
What are you dreaming?
We all changing our answers, right?
Yeah,
now.
no,
Hold
forget
up.
the sharks now. Yeah. Oh my
Oh
goodness.
my goodness, that is something else.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
all right.
What
Last
is
question.
the plural form of octopus?
Stop, Nick.
What is the plural word?
He's
for
like, what I say? What I say?
Oh man, that is crazy.
Oh my
Number
goodness.
5, last question. Would you rather stick your head in a cage filled with tarantulas or scorpions? Would you rather stick your head in a
tarantulas.
cage filled with tarantulas or
Yeah,
scorpions?
tarantulas. Yeah, tarantulas. Scorpions are vicious. Yeah, tarantulas. I think they're aura based. They might not even do anything. Normally they don't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But
as long-
scorpions
as long as
will
you-
get
Okay,
as
let
long
me
as you
check.
don't panic.
They're face eating scorpions. I mean, face eating tarantulas. Now what?
Oh,
Chef?
see, look, that's what I
No,
told you. That's what I told you. With these questions, you don't never know. You don't never know. We done.
I'm going with the tarantulas.
We
As well. I'm
done
going with
either
the
way.
tarantulas too. I'm going with the tarantulas too. That'd be pretty freaking scary.
Yeah, you-
But I'll go.
Hey,
with the,
I got my woe question
Gotcha.
too. Don't forget my woe question now.
I got you, brother. We get you next.
Okay.
We got
Okay.
a whole question. How come I didn't?
Bruh.
get
Mhm.
it?
I,
Is it gonna
I,
fuck
Huh?
with me?
it is going to mess with all of us,
Yeah.
and probably especially you.
Oh, anyway. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna go with the tarantulas. Yeah,
Yeah.
You got me fucked up.
Face eating tarantula.
Yeah, I don't like scorpions, man.
You like scorpions?
No.
Oh yeah.
No, they are unpredictable. That's the
They
problem.
are unpredictable.
Yes.
And
Yes, they
most
are.
Tarantulas are docile. They really
They are.
If you can stay calm, you're good. Tarantula.
Yeah.
You go in there with a scorpion, you drop a bead of sweat, and you are
Yes. Done.
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 All right, Kings.
You know,
All
we
right,
do have
Kings.
scorpions in Missouri.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we do.
There's
Mhm.
scorpions and tarantulas.
I've been. Yeah,
Yep.
we sure do.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we got them here as well. We got them here as well.
Yeah, but
Okay,
you got
whoa,
them
question.
Big nasty fucking scorpions down there in Texas, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Hey, you know, when I was in Iraq, if you will, I used to.
Oh yeah.
So we had to sleep on the ground. So they have horned vipers. Those are some cool looking snakes. I mean, some horned vipers. You can see them sidewinding through the desert. But those the scorpions, I would catch those things, and I mean they'd be huge. I'd catch them.
Good.
And this is maybe cruel. I'm telling myself, but I would catch them. So it'd be green and black, but I'd catch them and I'd put them in a jar. And boy, they would go at it. They would go at it. And it's not hard for them to, I mean, it's not easy for them to kill one another because their shell is so thick, but they latch on and flip that sucker over and boy, to go to work. But they are
He was hustling.
huge.
He was out there He was out there shooting
Right.
ice with
Huh?
scorpions.
You gotta make a little change.
I got A or B. We got A or B. $100 in. $100 to get in there.
Oh my gosh. Okay, whoa question. Should organizations be judged primarily by their stated beliefs, by the actions of their members, or by the real world harm they cause? And where do we draw the line between controversial speech, hate speech, and violent extremism? Again, should organizations be judged primarily by their stated beliefs, by the action of their members, or by their real world harm they cause? Let's answer that question first. Should they be judged by their beliefs, by the actions of their members, or by the real world harm that they cause? Organizations.
Does it matter who goes first?
It don't matter.
I honestly think it should be actions. I mean, the actions of people. I mean, that goes back to what we've been discussing for weeks.
Mhm.
When it comes to integrity and honesty and being transparent, that's the biggest thing. If they're, their actions are being shady and stuff, I mean, that's a
Yeah,
big
I'm in
thing.
agreement with you. No, I'm in agreement with you. So words are just words,
Yeah.
too, for the most part. Beliefs are just something. Nothing that's just something. Is what you base your ideology on. By however action, you follow through with ever harm that may be. I think you should be held accountable for that, because that means you put thought behind that, and you put passion behind that. You got intent behind that.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I'm with you.
So would that be the actions of their members, or would it be real world harm they cause, or just action in general?
I think
You
you have
know.
to generalize it, to be honest with you,
Okay.
because if they've got ones, they're doing one thing, and then you've got their other side doing the complete opposite. Now you have to weigh multiple factors in.
Right.
Then you go to there's this person's this person and the truth. And
Right.
you got to figure it out. So I mean,
Right.
yeah.
I think Chris brought that up too with the I think the Israelite groups, the Hebrew Israelites, where they kind of have a spinoff group, which might be more controversial than the actual Israelites. So, would it be the actions of those members who have broke off? Which does that make obviously that makes the Hebrew Israelites an extremist group just due to separation group, right? And then it's also based upon a real world harm that they would cause, right? Being the separate group, so yeah, okay.
Okay. The second part is, and where do we draw the line between controversial speech, hate speech, and violent extremism? Where do we draw the line between controversial speech, hate speech, and violent extremism? Yeah, how are you gonna separate the two? I mean, how would you even?
When it becomes violent, I think when it becomes violent.
You think when the physical aspect of it
Yeah.
kicks in?
If I'm yelling at Nick and Nick's yelling at me and I don't like him and he don't like me, we're doing slurs, that's okay. But the minute I touch Nick or the minute Nick touches me, it's over with, and then so now that's where the problem goes or
So
comes
you
in.
think the drastic switch from verbal to action is that line?
Yeah, once action gets involved, physical action, I feel like,
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you when it comes to that. I mean, because words are used for, that's what we use our words for. And words may not sound good at the time, but if you're screaming heinous things, but you never act on them, and you guys get through a conversation to the other side,
right?
I mean, that's why we talk. That's called respect.
Well, listen, and words can be very damaging.
They can
be. They can be very damaging.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't get on board with somebody just like, if I say something in public and they're mouthing another person because of how they look, and they're saying all kinds of words, and I'm going to say something. Most likely, if I'm out with my family, I'm going to say something to that person. I'm going to let them know that it's wrong. I mean, maybe I may not change anything, but at least I'm going to voice my opinion that hey, you're wrong for saying that.
I feel like we need more people like that because I mean, I even feel like the way the world is going, bro. And what number, no matter what group it's against, if I see something that I like that, I don't care if it's a black guy, white guy, Hispanic, I'm gonna say something. Period. For waitress, I seen the episode the other day where a guy was at Root Chris with his family for Father's Day, and he claimed that he had packed up the food to get ready to take it home, and the waitress threw 2 boxes away, and he claimed he wasn't going to pay for that, and they called law enforcement. Law enforcement shouldn't get involved with that. Do you know what I mean? I think, that should be separated. You know what I mean? But, that should be among the people who say, look, man, that's fine. She threw it away and she admitted throwing it away. Didn't have to worry about paying for it. You know what I mean? But you shouldn't be hard up on that money as a restaurant, as a major corporation restaurant, right? To be hard up on $40-50 of a meal, where you just call law enforcement to antagonize or cause more issues or escalate the situation, right? But that's where the ignorance is going in this country, it feels like.
Yep.
You know what I mean? We have the Karens, we have the people that, I don't like you for what you do or who you are, and you're making a nuisance out of something that's just an anthill,
Well, and we give them the spotlight and the platform.
We do.
With Karens and all that.
We do.
You know what I mean? You can't go. You can't scroll.
I honestly think YouTube was the downfall.
Yes.
I mean, honestly, where
Mhm.
they could put their ignorance
Yes.
for everyone to
Mhm.
see and to feed off of. I mean,
Mhm.
that's just
Yes.
my opinion.
Hey,
I
people
see
make a
that
living
as
off of
being
that, brother.
hybrid. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm attempting to do the same thing, fellas. I'm sorry, you know.
Oh
Oh my
man.
goodness.
Hey, King, you got the spotlight?
So yes, I do have the spotlight, and man, it's gonna be a good one. So our spotlight tonight or today, excuse me, is gonna be J. Edgar Hoover. Edgar
Mm.
Hoover. Okay, so I want to give his quote. Okay, this is a quote he spoke in the '60s. It says, "The individual is handicapped by coming face to face with a conspiracy so monstrous he cannot believe it exists. The American mind simply has not come to a realization of the evil which has been introduced into our midst. It rejects even the assumption that the human creatures could impose a philosophy which must ultimately destroy all that is good and decent." I'll let that sink in, fellas. I'll let that sink in. Let me pull up my exact information on him. All right. So, who was J. Edgar Hoover? 1895 to 1972, led the FBI from 1924 until his death, shaping it into a powerful nation, law enforcement, and domestic intelligence agencies. He's one of the most consequential and controversial figures in American government. Hoover professionalized federal policy, centralized fingerprint files, and a national crime lab, standardized training, and the 10 most wanted list. He promoted forensic science and an interstate cooperation, making the FBI a primary investigation body. A master of media, Hoover cultivated a tough on crime persona through newsreels, radio, and friendly press coverage. Behind the scenes, he assumed political clout, partly by maintaining existent files on politicians and public figures. Hold on, fellas. And also, the so Hoover saw supervision as the top threat. He drove anti-communist efforts from the Palm Rage era through the Cold War, expanding domestic surveillance. Programs like COINTELPRO targeted communists, civil rights leaders, anti-war activists, and other uh, extremists, often using illegal or unethical tactics, wiretaps, infiltration, and disinformation. The FBI under Hoover pursued some Klan violence, but also harassed and discredited civil rights leaders. Notably, Martin Luther King, whom the Bureau wiretapped and tried to intimidate. The duality file fuels much of Hoover's enduring controversy. Wins included high-profile captures of 1930 gangsters and later organized crime cases. Yet, congressional investigations in 1970s, the Church Committee exposed systematic abuse, leading to reforms, Attorney General guidelines, and the FISA framework to rein in domestic spying. Hoover left modernized FBI and a cautionary tale about concentration, unaccountability, power. Supporters credit him with professionalizing law enforcement and countering real threats. Critics highlight civil right liberties violations and politicized surveillance. His name remains synonymous with both effective federal policy and the dangers of secret files and state overreach. Uh, in 1895, born in Washington, D.C., 1919 joins Justice Department's Racial Division. 1924 becomes head of the Bureau of Investigations, later the FBI. 1935, Bureau renamed in the Federal Bureau of Investigations. 1956 to 1971, COINTELPRO operations. 1972, dies in office. Scrutiny accelerates. 1975 to 1976, Church Committee exposes abuse. Reforms follow. Hoover built the FBI. Excuse me, brothers. Hoover built the FBI's power, but blurred lines between security and civil rights liberties, leaving a legacy that both foundation and fraught. So our highlight today is J. Edgar Hoover. Thank you, fellas.
J. Edgar Hoover. That was a good one, King. That was a good one. That was a good one.
Bro, that was a
Closing
little bit
remark.
to read, bro. A little bit to read.
Yeah. Well, you got a lot of history on him for sure. Closing remarks, Kings. Closing remarks. Hey, the podcast was great, brothers.
Yes.
Great. I apologize for my technical difficulties in the beginning. It threw me off a little bit, but you guys carried on. Great.
Yes.
Great.
Yes. Hey, love you, Kings. Love you, Kings. Love you, Kings.
Love you guys too. Hey, thank you all for joining us, Open Mic. Drop your comments and your thoughts below there. Share this with someone who you think might be interested in or needs to hear it, actually. And join us next Wednesday for Open Mic. King Chris, take us on out, brother.
As always, guys, we need to have faith, trust in your own power, believe deeply in your purpose, and build unshakable confidence through action. And have dedication. Show up when no one's watching. Stand firm in your commitment to grow. Put in the reps mentally, physically, and daily. And third, discipline. Forge your character through consistency. Set your code and follow it without compromise. Control your impulses and command your results.
Peace, Kings.
Yes, sir.
Amen.